You know what? You're not wrong.
I mean, he's going through 2 stocking people, going 2-0 in these sets. He's already strong. I mean, if there's any ego there, I would embrace it, honestly, because he knows what he's doing is working. So why change now? If Hermisen's spacing play throws a wrench into the gears, maybe you can switch something up here. But I can't see simple changing up his gameplay because it's been his movement, his options, especially on Hammer, have been successful.
And given his last set, I'm glad we're going to Shipwreck. You know what? I think that's the right choice of the maps that were open. You had like Twilight Grove, where Blackguard just a lot of area to move around, and Hermisen wants that. With these short walls, simple can knock Hermisen off and turn it around so quickly.
Getting pushed back off stage, simple makes his way back in, but Hermisen getting the first hit off in the match, and they're both playing very carefully. Simple wants to approach, but he's been starved out on weapons so dangerously, and going unarmed against guitars can be very dangerous. That downlight can stuff out any kind of aerial approach. The side light can stuff out any grounded approach. It's just difficult to find that. You have to bait out a wrong move selection there just to get the damage in most of the time. But nice combo from Hermisen with the neutral sig conversion.
Man, he is showing him that down signature, forcing him to jump, and when he does, Hermisen is ready with that down air, but oh my gosh, simple almost off the top. So many neutral airs. What an amazing anti-air on the sword kit. Whoa, having to dig deep to get away from that ground pound. Oh, with the second hit, beats out the dodge.
He can still make it back. Oh no!
Just shy.
Throws it out just a split second too soon. Given like maybe a 1/10 of a second, he would have tapped that wall there, but Hermisen now has to find a little bit of retaliation. He does have simple in the red. So this is good for Hermisen in the fact that if he can find a signature move, it's almost a certain KO.
Oh, but it is quickly running away from him.
Woo!
Woo! All right, Hermisen getting that KO, knocking him off the top, but Simple has a pretty healthy damage lead. He got a lot of sword attacks in. Just juggle, man. You want to deny the weapons? Why not just stun them with the weapons over and over again?
Honestly, the most successful thing that we've seen from Hermisen so far is those vertical weapon throws. So maybe we'll see even more of those coming out from Hermisen. Oh, but there's the side sig, not going to KO him.
That was huge,
just
though.
Yet. But this is simple we're talking about here, confirming that kill off the ledge. Can he get back? He can get the wall touch. There he finally finds that down air onto the wall.
The uppercut, not yet enough. Hermisen really in dire straits. That's knocking him away. Simple, healthy lead, just barely orange in his second stock.
And this is Simple now, finding these weapons. You saw a lot of success out of Hermisen when he could force Simple into just a weapon-starved scenario, and now we have Simple holding onto these weapons, getting just way more mileage out of this stuff than Hermisen was able to find, and that is very dangerous. Like we said, we didn't really think that Simple really had to change too much up. As soon as he finds that weapon, he gets the damage in. It doesn't matter how, he finds it.
Oh, gets under that signature, but Hermisen dips down and around, knocking him back to the sky. There it is, tying up the stocks, going into the weapon-starved. Juggle. Simple just fighting unarmed, happy to get a little bit of extra damage, just build that gap. Hermisen continuing to starve.
And it's been working out for him quite a bit. I mean, finding that damage, Simple can't really get on top of Hermisen without taking damage in return at the very least. So Simple now, having that hammer is going to give him a lot of room to work with, and this is something we've seen him so successful on, especially against this high defense Queen Nai. You got to throw a ton of force out, especially from the signatures. And
that'll
there it is.
Do it.
Side air, confirmed KO. Simple, taking game number 1.
And you know what? The stock, they were both on their final stocks, but such a huge lead for Simple. I'll call that one a commanding performance. He found the gaps that he needed to. He converted into massive strings, massive signatures.
Simple's best, or Hermisen's best showings of force there in that game was when he was able to weapon starve.
Oh, yeah.
Simple was not able to make any approaches, especially while Hermisen had guitars, and that prevented Simple from being able to find damage. I don't think we saw really any unarmed damage onto hermisen while hermisen was weapon starving and had those guitars prepped and ready to go.
Yep.
If you can continue that scenario, you can only weapon starve for so long, of course. Right. But as long as you can keep the pressure going, if you can put that mentality onto simple where he's got to play on that back foot because every movement is a vicious scare, then that's where hermisen can really shine right here, because once simple picks up a weapon,
he's got the signatures to do it. You know, so much range on the down signature, great anti-air in the neutral signature when Nye has that spear. So you can even just camp on top of a weapon spawn and force him to come to you and just get poke and chip damage that way.
Is simple a bot right now? I think he is.
Oh, so hermisen just kind of going around, seeing what's going on here.
I mean, the game just started, and I was kind of wondering what was going on with simple. That doesn't look like simple. And it only took a couple of seconds more just to see that weapon pickup right off the bat, because simple would have gone for that immediately. But, you know, sometimes these things happen.
Yeah, and that's the rule. If you notice it in the first like 10 seconds of the match, you just go, run off, restart it, make sure everyone's connection is all good.
Of course.
And then right back into the match.
But we can kind of go into another little breakdown of the set for a little bit long, because we can look back at game number 1 and talk about a little what we saw.
Yeah.
Simple. I mean, going for that hammer, of course, putting a lot of pressure. He was able to find a lot of those entry points, those approaches onto hermisen, which is actually one of the things that a lot of people have been having a lot of difficulty with.
Yeah. I mean, if hermisen's going to win a match, it's going to be because he is stymieing all their approaches, keeping them out, not leaving any paths open for them to identify.
And that is going to be where the most success is. And, of course, you see the bracket here. We got hermisen and simple in the losers semifinals. Cake and Blue waiting up in the winners finals. That's the game that will come right after this, of course, going into that top 3. But here we are. We're back with the game. A little different this time, but we're back at the same map. Everything's reset. What even happened? I mean, this is game number 2. We're coming right fresh in the last game.
Yep. Fighting for that first weapon spawn. hermisen, first one to grab it, gets that spear. Oh, but simple stayed up high where the weapons initially spawned, so he wouldn't have to fight over it on hermisen.
You can tell this is not any sort of bot movement. If this was bot movement, I would be scared right now. But simple.
The master AI. They're taking over.
hermisen doing a good job at spacing out right now. Oh, getting throwing out a neutral light in the wrong direction, but good job on the guitar damage with the down air conversion.
Oh, but all it takes is a down air. hermisen was already out of his recovery. He only had the exhausted one left, which does expend one of your jumps. Simple with a simple down air, surgically placed, took that stock.
A difficult position to be in, indeed. And that exhaustive recovery, of course, it only provides about half the distance as well, so you got to be careful with it. hermisen trying to get a little bit of damage here, trying to space out, but simple has such a huge lead right now. Nice conversion into the neutral sig.
That's damage.
Oh yeah, big damage. All the sigs from Queen Nye just shove out a lot of damage. The double sigs coming out from each player here. hermisen trying to get the weapon throw approach, and very nice conversion off the downlight recovery as well.
Trying to find some way to knock simple out, because simple is really just running away with this match here. And hermisen being down on the back foot, 0-1 in the set, not what you want to see. Oh, there's the hammer. So threatening.
Immediate side sig when he picks it up too. Trying to predict hermisen's immediate return to the stage, but I think hermisen had that dodge button hovered right there just in case. Oh, nice kick from simple. Not going to do too much. He still has his jump options there to get underneath the stage, and simple trying to get some of that down air action. But hermisen,
look at this guitar's action. Amazing. Stays just outside that signature this time. He remembered what happened last game. Guitar's off stage, simple. Smartly just going to the other side.
Down six coming out from hermisen right now. hermisen trying to space out, continue that play with the spear that he just sticks to vehemently. hermisen looking for a little connection here. It's simple finding the recovery, weapon throw, and that's all she wrote.
And it was perfectly spaced, so that way he grabbed him from above that platform, but the release point was below it. So he didn't bounce him up. He was able to steal that KO.
simple getting the sword strikes, throwing out those attacks, trying to catch Hermisen off guard. He's got the Katars, so Hermisen's playing that faster paced movement around simple, trying to throw off his movement, get a baited attack out to get a reactionary blowback onto him, but the clash in the air is going to get a little bit of damage onto both players here. Hermisen looking for damage. He's got the edge guard potential turned around.
simple trying to find his way. Hermisen just getting some chip damage, some pokes with that spear, playing the range game. Oh, bounce off the wall into the downlight. Bit of extra damage.
Looking for approach.
Yeah, Hermisen just trying to find his way down because simple is just always right there. Ground pound for the clean 2 stock, the clean 2-0. Simple moving on into losers finals.